Hello and welcome to Andy Shed Live. This is Series 9 Episode 15 for Sunday the 17th of October 2021. Hello there everybody and welcome to the show. Hope you're having a good one. It is Sunday evening and we are here live once again. Well, hang on a minute, I've got...
This is Series 9 Episode 15.
Why have I got...
Sunday the 17th of October.
Why is that coming back at me? I've got Howl Round, hang on. Why have I got Howl Round? That's why I've got Howl Round, just a sec. Here we are. And that's why there was Howl Round. Right, sorry, I've got too many windows open on my computer. As I was saying, welcome to the show. We are here with you live once again this Sunday evening. Hope you've had a good week out there. If you are watching us live, remember you can join in. The chat is there somewhere on the screen and also the side somewhere if you're watching it on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, of course, you can join in with the chat if you so wish. Talking of the chat, I've got to plug my device in here so I can see it as well. Just talk amongst yourselves for a second while I get myself sorted. And then we should be on. Right, where are we? There we go. Right, so that is it. That's that. That's that. I'll put that up there so I can see what everybody is up to. Looks like Gambo's here, Jimmy's here, Dominic's here, Christopher's here. Yeah, quite a few people here already tonight. You've all beat me to it almost. Christopher's getting a new vintage telephone, he says, a Mark 1 GPO 746 from the UK soon. Penfold's here as well, he says hello, Jimmy's here, Dominic's here. He says, I've put up a video of my Sony R2R tape recorder on the forums, which might be of interest. Cool. We'll have a look, Dominic. Christopher says hi, Jimmy. Oh, he's getting a PMJ-801 phone as well. So he's getting an Australian phone, which is sensible, being that he's in Australia. Gambo says, how's it all gone today? You know something, I've not done what I was going to do today. I've not been to the event that I was going to go to today. I was going to go to a station engine event at Cromford Mill today, but I looked at the COVID related case rates and that on Friday and thought, I'm not going to a public event ever again, because we are up to something like about 1 in 65 people here in the UK is now infected with COVID. So the vaccine doesn't seem to be stopping people catching it, and knowing my luck, if I catch it, I'll be one of the people that suffers badly with it. So I'm just I'm shunning the public. I'm shunning everybody basically in person at the moment. So I'm back isolating myself as much as I possibly can, and I urge everyone else to do the same. I'm in favour of a lockdown to get rid of it once and for all. Particularly in the run-up to Christmas. I'm in favour of a lockdown till New Year so we don't have to do Christmas. Who's with me? So we don't have to have Christmas. A good excuse not to have Christmas. Not have to have those relatives around who you absolutely hate but still have to see once a year. A good excuse not to buy those presents for those people that you don't know what to buy for ever, but you feel you have to buy them something. Good excuse not to have to put up with that office Christmas party where the idiots you work with all week are you then have to start socialising with as well. Who's with me? Lockdown till after Christmas so we don't have to do Christmas. I think it's an excellent idea. Right. What we got on the show tonight? Something a bit modern on the telephone front tonight. We've got this, which came in a box of stuff with some other things, and it's annoying me now because it doesn't work. So we'll try, and it says try lightly, but we're going to try to have a look inside this and see why it doesn't work. This is a phone made by STC, the people who invented the trim phone. Standard telephones and cables. And it basically just doesn't work. So, yeah. It's being a bit of a problem. So we're going to have a look at that. But also remember, if you want to get in touch with us here at the show, you can do via our website. It's there, https://andyshed.coldpress.net. That is the website if you want to get in touch with us. And if you want to have a look on that forum that we were talking about a few minutes ago, the forum is here. It's gpotelephones.proboards.com. That is the one for the forum. And of course, if you want to join as a patron for just the equivalent of £1 a month, although it sometimes comes out in US dollars, people tell me. People say, I want to be a patron for £1, but it comes out in dollars. It's at www.patreon.com/AndyShed. Patreon is an American thing, which is why it comes out in dollars. But basically, it converts a quid to dollars. So if it looks like it's something like £1.20 or something like that, it's because that's dollars, and it's charged you for £1 basically. So for the equivalent of one whole UK pound, you can join us on Patreon and support the show on there. Right, we'll get on with it, shall we? So we'll have a look inside this and see why it's not working. Now, it's not working because when I lift the handset, it's absolutely dead. Although when I press a button on it, I can hear tones when I press something. Let me move my camera so you can see what's going on. So when I actually press a button, I can hear tones down it. So we'll have a look and we'll try and figure out what's happening there with it. See if we can sort out what the problem is. Right. So first thing we need to do is find a way into it. And that's looking like it's not going to be easy. Well, I can hear tones, so I'm fairly sure the handset's okay because I can hear the tones. But I'm not getting any dial tone or anything. So there's something inside it, I'm thinking. But how do we get the back off? Now, the back is weird because it's mainly plastic with a metal insert in it. And I'm wondering if you can take the metal insert out. There are a couple of screws down here at this edge, one there and one there. So I wonder if we take those two screws out, if it's going to tell us anything. So this is where I have to find the relevant screwdrivers. Right, so I've got a very small flat bladed screwdriver here. We'll try to get these screws out See if it tells us anything. Oh, it seems to be coming apart anyway. What's the length of those? Right. So, now, is it going to split? Yeah, it is actually. That was easier than expected. Right. So, there we go. And there's all that crap inside it. You know, you look at a dial telephone with its 2 or 3 capacitors and half a dozen resistors, and that's about it. And look at that lot in there to do the same thing. That's progress for you. Not. Oh. Now, I'm hearing, as I'm pressing that, which is moving this micro switch, I'm hearing a click. Right, so I'm hearing that click. I'm going to have a listen on the handset as I hear that click and see if I can hear anything down it momentarily. Oh, and I've now got a dial tone, believe it or not. And it's ringing the other phone. Oh, I've just took the top off it. That's going to be a short episode, isn't it? It appears to be working. Right. Let's hang it up. Now, I've hung up. Now, so let's ring it using the trusty desk phone. Oh, what's it on? 23 on my PBX. Oh, I'm getting a ring out of it. Guess what? It's working. So, it looks like, to me, it was probably just that switch that was stuck there. And the act of taking the top off and messing with it. Strange though, when that switch releases, that switch there, when that releases, it doesn't give you dial tone straight away. Dial tone kind of fades in. I don't know if you can hear it. Don't know if you heard that or not, but dial tone kind of fades in with it. But it does work. But what I really don't like about it is all these electrolytic capacitors, because they are a thing. Electrolytic capacitors like that, and that, they are a thing that is known for failing in any kind of old electronic equipment. Electrolytic capacitors fail. So, we might have cracked it. Now I'm going to see if the volume control works. Oh, it turns down. Yeah. And it turns up, but not ridiculously so. It doesn't go ridiculously high. But it does work. That is very cool. I'm quite pleased with that. So we've not actually had to go far into it, this phone. It's kind of sorted itself out. Right, and just look what everybody is saying in the chat. Oh, Peter Blackburn is here as well. Hello, Peter. He's joined us. What's everybody been up to? What's happening? Gambo says, I've been on holiday all week, and the worst week. One, had my German telephone dials go for £1.20 on eBay, and my camshaft sprocket sheared in half, snapping my timing belt. That doesn't sound good. The camshaft doesn't sound good anyway. Anyway, there, Gambo. The German dials going for 120 though, I'm not terribly surprised, because German phones are worth nothing in the UK. Absolutely nothing. Any European phone in the UK is worth nothing. So I'm not surprised those dials went for £1.20 at all. I've got a load of Ericsson Bakelite phones that I've never really restored or done anything with. I bet I've got 20 or 30 of them in a box in the garage, and I think I bought them, the complete phones, on eBay. I think they were 20 quid. Gambo says the car's a 65 plate Focus 1.5 TDCi and still had 50,000 miles before the belt needed to be replaced. 65 plates. So that's not very old, is it? That's only about 7 years old, isn't it? 6 years old. 7 years old. That. So that is not very good at all. A car that new should not be having issues like that. But this is the problem with cam belts. Cam belts in engines are bad news. Have they not heard of a timing chain in an engine? Like the good old Land Rover has. It has a chain, not a belt. Who would think that something so important as a timing belt, as a cam belt, who would make that out of rubber, for God's sake? It's ridiculous. It should either be gear driven or it should be a chain. Penfold says you should sell that Focus bit by bit on eBay. You'll get more than 150 quid for it. Penfold says, on a positive note, he's managed to get some cheap German dials on eBay. Oh, Penfold. Oh dear. Right. Gambo says, I'm waiting for word if Ford is liable, as there's been rumour of a recall on certain Fords with a 1.5 TDCi engine, and need to see if mine was one to be recalled. Yes, well, yeah, yeah, recorded of cars and things is something that seems to happen quite a lot these days. But yeah, modern cars, ugh, horrible. A modern car, you can easily spend 20 grand these days on a modern car, can't you? Maybe, and you can spend a lot more depending on what car you have. And my thought is, if I got 20 or 30 grand to spare, I would rather have a classic car and get it professionally restored than buy a new car. And also, if I have a classic car and get it professionally restored, it'll do more miles per gallon, so you're not put as much fuel in it. It's not got a lot of the rubbish like catalytic converters and all this crap on that engines don't need but costs a bomb when it goes wrong. And you get free road tax. And if you get one that's old enough, you don't have to go through the rigmarole of an MOT either. So yeah, I wouldn't have a modern car. I'd have a classic car now. The van that I have currently got will be my last modern car, which is an 08 or 09 plate van. Peter says, can anyone help me identifying what I think is an axial inductor and what value it is? I can't quite match colours up. Good question. What? An axial inductor. So has that got colour codes on it then, like a resistor? My suggestion, Peter, why can't you match the colours up? Is it because it's too small to see, or something? Because what I do with components these days, I mean, if you look at some of the tiny components in this blooming thing here, I mean, look at the size of these resistors in here. They are tiny. Now, you can't tell if something. You can tell if something is bluish, or you can tell if something is reddish, but you can't tell the difference between blue and green, and you can't tell the difference between like red and orange, because the parts are so small and your eye just doesn't register it. At least mine don't, because my eyes are rubbish. So what I would suggest is take a picture of it on a phone. And the best way to take a picture on a phone is have your phone quite a way back from it and then zoom in on the part, and you'll find you'll be able to take a closer in-focus picture that way than if you get your phone right close to it. So have your phone quite way back, zoom in with the phone, then take a photo, and then you'll probably be able to work out what colour is what. You'll probably be able to see it a lot better. But this is a general problem with electronics these days. When we do our repair cafe events, if they ever come back, we fix things for people. Repair cafes where people bring broken stuff and have it mended. And the problem that we have with the repair cafes is people bring us modern stuff to be mended. Things like CD players and stuff like that, you know, and the mobile phones and stuff, and the components in them are so small that you can't mend them, because for a start you just can't see them. I mean, the first tool that you need isn't a screwdriver, it's a blooming scanning electron microscope to be able to see the parts these days. So that's a big problem these days. And I do know somebody in Sheffield, a chap called Ollie, hello Ollie if you're watching, who's got a business mending mobile phones, and the kit that he has to have to fix mobile phones because of the tiny components is incredible, the kit that he has. I mean, just to get the glass off the screen, he has to have a fancy desktop laser that you put the phone in a jig, and then the laser melts the glue on the glass, and it's unbelievable the amount of kit you need just to change like one resistor or something in a phone these days. Wesley says the reason they fit rubber timing belts is it's cost as usual. Timing belts are easier to produce. They are quieter as well. Even Land Rover give up on timing chains. Yeah, Land Rover give up on timing chains, but that's why modern Land Rovers are rubbish. Wait till I get my Series 3 back on the road that's currently sat in the garage here. It's got its original 2.25 litre petrol engine in it. No catalytic converters, no anything. I'm going to go and drive round the M25 in it, pollute the atmosphere and run over anybody that's glued to the road. Penfold says, put a photo of the inductor on the forum. A picture might help identify it. Good idea, Penfold. Yes, Peter, do that. Stick it on the forum. I'll give you the forum address again. Hang on. It's gpotelephones.proboards.com. If you stick it sort of in the general section on the forum there, stick a picture of it on there, and then we'll see if any of our electronic wizards can identify it. I mean, I have to say, I personally am not an electronics wizard. I am more a mechanical person than an electronics person. That's why when I took the top off this phone, I kind of threw my hands up in horror at the number of components in there. Oh my god. Right, anyway, shall we try and put the top back on this phone and see if it still works with the cover on? Alright, let's see what we can do. I'm going to try it. I'm just going to check it anyway. Yeah, that seems to be working fine now. It's quite heavy, that handset, for a modern phone. Right, let's see if we can put that top back on. And it fits by these little things here, these little tabs here, these sort of double tabs, fit into these here. It's a lot like how a trim phone case goes together, that is. That goes into, so that's got to go into there like that. That goes down like that. Let's see if it still works. Oh yeah, it's still there. Hang on. Who was that calling? Oh yeah, that's giving me an outside line, yeah. Yeah, everything seems to be working still. Yep, everything's still working on it. That's marvellous. Right, we'll flip it over and we'll put those two screws back in. That was a nice surprise that it works. Bit too modern for me though, really, this. One thing I don't know about this is why it's got a red LED on the front edge of it. Oh, I'm throwing the screws around now. There, alright. Over we go again. Like that. And it's still working. I am absolutely gobsmacked. Now, one problem this has got is it's got some marks on the handset. I don't know if you can see. Really marked the handset. I'm going to see if I can use a bit of my trusty T-cut to get those out. So I'll just put everything back together here. And we'll see if we can get the marks out of it. I'll be back with you in just a second. Just going to find some bits and pieces, just to see if we can do this with the old T-cut. So just bear with me 1 second. Right, I have got a piece of paper tissue, piece of paper towel, and we're going to see if I can get these marks out of this handset. I'm not overly confident, but we'll see. Oh, wrong button. Try that one. There we go. Some of them seem to have come out there. Right. Let's try knocking things over. Let's try that top bit of the handset. Get it in a light where you can see how bad it is, sort of thing. See if that works. And I think these were sort of scratchy marks on it. Not deep, but they were. You couldn't just rub them off with your hand, let's put it that way. But they're obviously not that deep because they're coming off quite well, it would seem, with T-cut, so that's good. Let's do a bit more. I can't say that I've seen one of these phones before. I have a feeling they are business use. I believe. I'm going to stay away from that. Now this bit is textured a bit, so I don't really want to do too much yet, and I'm going to stay away from that silver British Telecom logo as well, because I think I might rub that off if I'm not careful. What I am going to try and rub off though is somebody's written like A, B, C, D, E, F and that above the keys. I'm going to see if I can get that off. I think it will come off eventually, but I think it's going to take a bit of doing. What they've written in it looks like it might be a Sharpie or something. I ought to have done this before I'd reassembled it, didn't I? certainly starting to disappear. One more row to do. Doopy-doopy-doo. I'll have a look what everybody's saying in the chat while I am doing this. Chris says, did you get the picture of the yellow GPO746F? No, I don't think I've got that one, Christopher. I've not seen a yellow one. He also says, lockdown is ending soon in Melbourne. It ended here. And then the case rate went up. So, the end of lockdown is not a good thing. Because people go mad after it's ended and start doing stupid things. Like going and packing into nightclubs and into pubs and into cinemas and things. Right. Well, that's a lot better than it was. I'm surprised. The things are going a bit too easy on this phone. It doesn't normally go this easy, does it? There's something wrong tonight. Christopher says he's wiring up a 1970s railway searchlight. It's now the easiest to wire up when not... Oh, I think it means it's not the easiest to wire up when you're not a railway signal engineer. Dominic says he went to another larger Wilco while he was out on a trip, and he's got a proper bottle of acetone now. Did you get a bottle of acetone from Wilco's then, Dominic? I didn't know Wilco sold it. I know One Below sell it, but I didn't know Wilco sell it. Gambo says, I thought I'd picked up some nail varnish the other day before Carmageddon, but it was acetone free. Acetone free? Oh no! That's not what you want. Not in a very good week, really, are you, Gambo? I should go to bed, mate, and start again if I were you. You're not doing very well this week. Right. In better news, this phone now seems to work. I'm so impressed with this. Things don't normally work this well. I'll put the top on the T-cut again. Actually, I'm nearly running out of that. Could do with getting some more of that. Right, now let's see what happens again. Oh yeah, I've still got a dial tone. Press 9, it connects me to the outside world. Yeah. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, I know why. The dial was numb. Shut up, stupid thing. Now that then, right, sorry I was playing there for a minute. This red button here appears to be a hands-free button. I thought it would be secrecy or something like that, but maybe it's secretary. That's what it means. But I thought it was going to like, mute the handset or something. That. Or I assume is redial. So if I... So that's your secrecy, or what seems to be a hands-free. R is redial. So if I press 23, no 21, sorry, on my system, that rings the other phone. So if I now hang that up effectively, right, that, and then I press R, it should ring it again, shouldn't it? It does nothing. So I'm not quite sure why. There's various reasons why that might be, but I'm not bothered about that because I don't tend to use that anyway. What is interesting about this is it's got the extra row of buttons down here, which military phones and that tend to have, but not ordinary ones that have. It's all part of the DTMF grid, but you normally miss that part of the grid off on a civilian phone, that row, but it's there on this A, B, C and D. So that is quite interesting. I wonder if this phone was military. I wonder if that's why it's a... I was trying to work out what sort of colour it is, but it is kind of army khaki, isn't it? So yeah. Right, what's everybody saying in the old forum? Peter says he thinks he's managed to post to Pro Boards. Right, we'll have a look in a second then, Peter, and see if it's on there. Dominic says most of Wilco's only have an acetone-free version of nail varnish remover, but this one had another blue bottle with 98% acetone. That should be alright, I should think. Christopher says the PMJ801 phone I'm getting has a UK dial 21 on it. Some of them did though, didn't they, Christopher? In Oz, some of them did have a dial 21 on. Wesley says speaker. Yeah, I've discovered that, Wesley. That's the speaker. Oh yeah, S for speaker. Why am I being so thick? Yeah, S for speaker, not secrecy. Duh. I'm glad you're here, Wesley. You've sorted it out again. That's about the third time now. Jim says S might be to store to memory or to recall. No, S is definitely speaker, Jim, because when I pick it up and I get a dial tone, if I press that, you can probably hear that. If I press 9, you get a different dial tone for like me doing an outside line. But you also get some feedback through it as well, which is not terribly helpful. Right. Wesley says ABCD should generate DTMF tones, not commonly used. Yes, it does, Wesley. I can hear it when I press them. Yeah. Gambo says, Wesley, are you any good at fixing engines? It's worth a go, Gambo. It's worth a go. Right, what we were doing. Right, Peter says he thinks he's managed to post to the forum. Shall we have a look and see if it's there? Right, bear with me one moment and we'll have a look. Right, just got to get into the forum. think I am in the forum now. So we'll have a little look now then. Right, I'm doing it. Right, I think we've got the I think we've basically got the forum in vision now. Where is it? There. Right, so there's the forum. So we'll have a look through it and see if we can find it. In general, is that where it's gone? Can someone help me identify this failed part and value? From Peter Blackburn. Right, let's have a go, Peter. Right, there it is. Right, to me, oh, I see what you mean about the colours. I think this is an axial inductor. And it says, it's certainly very similar to a resistor, isn't it? But I can't quite match up colours. Right, can we get that picture bigger? Yeah, we can. Oh, hang on. You can't see that, I don't think, can you? Because it's gone into another window. Right. Yes, I think right, maybe you can see it. Let's maybe not actually. Can you see that? Has it come big on your screen? It's not on mine. Right. Oh yeah, it has. It has come big on your screen. Sorry, I was just waiting for YouTube to catch up there. Right then, Peter. So now I can see it big. I would say the top thing on it is brown, I would say. I was wondering if that was red, but I could only see a small version of it. I was wondering if that was red. Now I would say that's brown. And this one I think is blue. This one is either pink or purple. And this one is definitely gold. But what is the component? I mean, I'd have said it was a resistor, but I'm not really an electronics person. I just see something like that with coloured stripes around it and I go, oh, it's a resistor. But I'm not really an electronics person. I know on a resistor the background colour denotes kind of what the thing is made out of. And I've seen blue ones and I've seen one with a sort of pale browny fawn sort of coloured background, but Not sure about green ones, so that could be something else. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, Jimmy says, I've got to go, Andy, and everyone might be back in a bit. Okay, Jimmy, we hope we'll see you later. Bye for now. Meanwhile, what is this? What is this item? I've got no idea what it is. Absolutely no idea whatsoever. If you know what it is, stick a comment in, and we will pass on the message. But yeah, I've got no idea what that is. No idea at all. Sorry about that. Can't win them all. Gambo says, I nearly forgot to say, I attempted to rewire my green 706 clone with mystery button, but the handset's wired on the bottom line, and where the handset's normally wired was where the old line cable is. Ah, so that is a very oddball phone then, that one. But yeah, some of them are basically if that's the case, I'm not sure. I'd have to see a picture of it, of the inside of it, really. But it should work just by putting a plug on it. In theory, just put a GPO plug on, or wire it as it was wired. It will work, but it will have a ren of 4 rather than a ren of 1, because you'll not have put in the resistor. So leave it wired as it was, and just try putting a new plug on the end of it, so you can plug it into the wall, and it should work, I would have thought. Now, doing it that way, you will still be using the capacitor in the phone. So I'm just wondering, think you might have to wire some things together. I'm just wondering what. I'm thinking you might have to wire together red from the line cord and blue from the line cord, but I'm not entirely certain. But you could try it wired together. No, not red and blue, white and blue. Try it, but try wiring together white and blue, because white and blue are effectively wired together in the junction box in the old way of wiring things, although it's not the blue core they use, it's the green core. So normally when you get into one of those little junction boxes that used to be sort of screwed to your skirting board or whatever, or your windowsill, inside those there is the green wire comes off of the white wire, because coming in through your windowsill is effectively just red and white, although it'll probably not be red and white in colour. That's what they are, the two legs of the line. Then the other side of that junction box, you've got red, white, green and blue. Probably blue wasn't wired to anything, the old way of doing things. Green was effectively a bell wire, and it was wired, because there were only two wires on the other side, to the white side of the line. So white and green were strapped together in the junction box. Red went straight through. blue if you had a blue. Not all line cords on the phone to the junction box had a blue core in them, but if you did, I think I'm not sure what you attached that to originally, but certainly now you would have red and white as your line coming in from the outside world into that junction box and going out the other side. Then you would attach the blue to the white. If you've got green in your line cord from your phone, leave that one floating free, because you're not going to attach the other end of the green one either. Then your red and your white go where your A and B legs went in the phone originally, and your blue goes to one side of the bell coil. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. It's confused me a bit because I've not got a picture in front of me or a phone in front of me to work it out. But I would say try just wiring it up with the red and the white and see what happens. Forget about the blue and the green. Wire the red and the white as two halves of the line. Put it on, put a modern socket, modern plug rather, on the end of the line cord, yeah? And then when you've put the modern plug on the end of the line cord, at the phone end, to start with, just wire up the red and the white to where they originally were and see what happens, see if it works, because it may well work, that. But all these 706, 746 clones, although some of them are a dead copy of a 746 or a 706, some of them are wired totally differently inside. Like Christopher's got a very oddball one that's got oddball circuitry inside it. Dominic says, did you see the Sony TC7562 on the forum, Andy? I saw the post, I've not looked at it yet, I'm going to look at it in just a second. Peter says that component comes off a control board that went pop. Right. Gambo says in his phone there's 6 wires altogether: red, green, blue, white, orange and black. The orange and black will be something to do with that switch, Gambo. My advice to you is to park them on an unused terminal. Park them on T15 or something, or just take that switch out of use, because we don't really know what it does. It could be a switch for a momentary switch for earth redial. It could be an on-off switch for the bells. So I would just wire that out of the system for now, and just tape the wires that go to it up. But I think you'll find the orange and the black wires go to that oddball switch you've got. Then also, are we saying they're in the line cord, those wires, those colours? Are we saying you've got an orange and black core in your line cord? If so, same applies. Just tape it up. Tape up the orange, tape up the black, tape up the green, and just use the red and the white and possibly the blue if you know what you're doing. But I'd tape up the blue for now as well. Just use the red and the white. Right, we're going to have a little look now. We will see, have a look at the forum again, look at Dominic's thing. That's what we'll go for. We'll go back to the forum, go back on here, and here's Dominic's tape deck. Right, now, can I make this big? If I go watch on YouTube and I go like that, right, oh sorry, I've not got you guys on this, have I? Just bear with me 1 second and we'll start that again. And hopefully you'll be able to see it when I start it next time. Hang on a minute. Right, let's try this again. It certainly looks like a well-built device, this, Dominic. One of the better reel-to-reel tape machines, this. That's a very good and responsive click those switchers make. I like it. And it plays. Oh no, that tape reel doesn't say Ampex on it, does it? It does, doesn't it? That'll have sticky shed syndrome. Ampex tape is terrible tape. It's just really poor. It was okay in its day, but for some reason Ampex tape hasn't aged well. It tends, the oxide coating tends to come off the binder, and you end up with basically a piece of clear sellotape instead of a piece of audio or video tape, and all the stuff ends up clogging your heads up in the machine. But yeah, it's a very nice machine, that. I like it. Techmoan would be jealous. Pause. Running high speed now. I do like the resounding clunks and things you get from all sort of Sony equipment of that age. You press a button and it's not those horrible soft touch buttons like you get these days. You get a proper clunk out of it, you know, it throws a proper solenoid somewhere and does something mechanical. But yeah, Ampex tape. Ugh. Unless it's just an Ampex reel, of course, that you've put somebody else's tape on, which it might well be. So yeah, but it's very good, that. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Reel-to-reel tape is something that I don't do much with, because I've never really had had any call to do much of anything with it. But yeah, it's excellent. And it says about this, it's not a phone related item, but I understand there's some interest in these older Sony equipment. I mentioned my Sony R2R tape recorder from 1974 previously, and thought you may be interested in seeing a short video on some of the functions of this tape recording. Yes, we were. Thanks, Dominic. That was excellent. That news about those sorts of things, by the way, is that I'm currently working on my. Where's it gone? I'm currently working on my u-matic videos. Somewhere, I don't know where I put them now. Somewhere, I got some capacitors for them the other day. Oh, here they are. These are the capacitors that blow in the power supplies in old Sony u-matic equipment. So they're 0.022 microfarads at 275 volts. Yeah. And they are these, what they call safety capacitors, so that when they blow they don't short out and stuff. Right, I'm just reading what everybody's saying in the old chat again. We've got quite a few people watching again tonight. 16 on here on the chat board tonight. Everybody seems to be trying to sort out Peter's mystery component, which is good. Dominic says, don't worry about that Ampex tape, I've replaced the tape on that reel. Excellent. Don't blame you one little bit, Dominic. What size tape does that tape, by the way? What width of tape is it running? That can it run more than one? Because some can do like 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch and even 3/4 inch. I wish I could find a decent dust cover for this machine. I tend to use an old towel. I would say you may have to make one. If you want one. It's only a box, isn't it? You can sew one of those up. I should think it's a bit like an upside down bag, isn't it, if you think about it, you know what you want. Gambo says, I have recorded an Iron Maiden single writing on the wall on it to show others that it worked. Because he's got a reel-to-reel, or an R2R as he puts it. Jimmy says, used to use loads of reel-to-reel tape at hospital radio. Yeah, hospital radio stations were brilliant because they kind of were a little bit behind normally, and so they had all the old equipment. And did you have cart machines as well, Jimmy? Chris says, I've put some telephones on the forum. Excellent, Christopher. We'll have a look in a minute. Dominic says that machine uses 1/4 inch tape with 2-track head. It takes 10.5 inch reels. So it's 1/4 inch that is using, which I think is probably the most common Like I say, I've seen 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch, and some video is 3/4 inch as well, which I'm guessing is very similar tape. It's metal oxide tape, isn't it? Right, Peter's still working on his circuit board. He says, Wesley, I've posted the full board photo, front and back now. So you should be able to work that out, hopefully, between you via the forum. You should be able to work out what it is. Speaking of the forum, we'll go back to it for just a moment or two, and we'll have a look at some of the other stuff that people have posted recently. New stuff in the collections, and there's a heck of a lot of new stuff that's turned up in there this week. Christopher is 162 with a magneto box. I've seen a photo of this before, but here it is. There you go. Not sure what that is. I think I put a photo of this on last week, and I said I wasn't sure what it was. It's a bit oddball, that. It's we didn't have anything quite like that in the UK, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, it's a bit of an odd one, that. And this one I like. I've seen this before. This is a GEC wall phone, but it's the bracket underneath it to make the little sort of table thing for it to sit on, that I think is rather good. I think that's quite rare, that. And here's an Ericsson Bakelite, which is basically a clone of a 300 series, complete with a dial 12 by the looks of things. Excellent, quite a nice clean looking unchipped example, that, because a lot are sort of chipped, broken and cracked these days. Particularly that blanking thing on the front of the drawer gets chipped a lot. Wesley says, any progress on the glued dial, Andy? Not yet, Wesley. I've not even tried it yet. This is the dial on the 400 series phone that I got, the Australian 400 series, and Christopher kindly sent me a proper Aussie version of a dial 12 to go in it, because at the minute it's got a British style, probably actually a British, because the phone was bought over here, so it's probably got a British dial 21 in it, which I want to get out and put this proper Australian dial in it, but somebody's glued the dial 21 in, so I'm trying all sorts of things to unstick the glue without damaging any of the components that are glued together, some of which are Bakelite, some of which are plastic, some of which are metal. So it's finding something that will eat the glue but won't eat anything else. So it's a bit of a quest, that. And what I need is a day when I've got nothing else on, just to sit and play with that and see if we can do it. Because I think that's going to take quite a bit of doing. But we'll get there in the end. We'll manage it. One way or another. we will get there. Right. I'm just going to test my phone again, just make sure it's still working, because you never quite know with these things. Oh yeah, we've still got a dial tone on it. Yeah, still working. I think we can put that down as fixed, can't we? I don't know how I fixed it. All I did was take the cover off and it started working again. My only thought is that there was that little switch thing, that little hook switch device must have been somehow jammed, or because it hadn't been used for a while there was a bit of corrosion on it, and just lifting it off and putting it back down a couple of times cleared the bit of corrosion. That's the only thing I can think of, but it does seem to be working fine now. Let's ring it. There you go, it works. How cool is that? I'm glad it worked, because I wasn't looking forward to delving into all those electronics, that is for sure. So yeah, we've done it, that one. So I think for today we've probably about cracked it all for today. Lots of interesting things happening at the moment. An interesting project has come along. Ages and ages ago, I bought the top off of a treadle sewing machine. I bought the machine and the tabletop, but not the cast iron stand, because somebody who bought this machine, taking it off the cast iron stand, used the cast iron stand for one of these shabby chic make a table instructable things, and basically had no use for the sewing machine. So they basically wrecked the vintage sewing machine by taking it off the cast iron stand. But the original the originality police have had their revenge now, because on eBay the other day was listed a Jones cast iron sewing machine stand that had been turned into a garden table with a stone top on it. So I've bought that, thrown the stone top away, and we're going to reunite the sewing machine and the tabletop with the metal stand. But it all needs restoring and that, so the patrons will be getting a sneak peek at that over the coming week or so as I do stuff on that. So that's another good reason, if you've not done so already, to join us on Patreon, and I'll give you the address again, being I've mentioned it, patreon.com/AndyShed. Join us on there, and you'll see the special patrons blog that gets stuff that doesn't always appear on here or on the main website. Cool. Right, I think that is probably almost as far as we go for this weekend. Dominic, though, before we go, says that's very interesting about the reel-to-reel, Jimmy. I remember watching a Techmoan video on the radio station carts. Yeah, the cart machines. Yeah, the what do they call them now? Yeah, the cart machines are basically very similar to an 8-track machine, but not quite the same. But yeah, radio station cart machines. I found a video once, and I've looked for it again. I found a video. I'm fairly sure it was on YouTube, but I'm not able to find the video again now. And it was of a fairly young guy, sort of in his teens or maybe 20s. I'm guessing it was somewhere in America, running the studio of a local radio station, and it was, I think it was a late night show that he was doing, and he basically was using an old-fashioned station that involved cart machines, and it was all manual changing of cart machines, and it was. I've never seen anything like it. It was like dancing, this guy, because he'd got like 10 cart machines in front of him, and he was pulling a cart out of one and throwing it into a rack over there, and grabbing something from over there and stuffing it into a machine over here, and there was this going on all the time. He was stood up running around this studio doing this all the time, and it sounded like a really slick modern radio station with all the jingles and sound effects and things, but it was doing it all manually on different carts and different cart machines. It was incredible, and I can't find the video again now, so if anybody knows what video that is, stick a link to it somewhere please, so I can watch it again. Dominic says, remind me to email you about Imarnum. Possibly in early November. Right, Dominic, remember to email me about Imarnum. Right. Chris says, do you know how to fix the knockout contact on a dial 12? The knockout contact. Do you mean the thing that when you pick the handset up it stops you hearing the dialing pulses in your ear? Is that what you mean? Because that hardly ever works. Basically it's two contacts that come together and should short that out in your ear, but it hardly ever works, and that's why they put those little red blobs between, is it T1 and T2 normally in a phone, because what those little red blobs are basically are two diodes wired back to back to limit the amount of the amount of current that goes either way across that connection. But that doesn't eliminate it. That just sort of quietens it down, so it doesn't really pop and blow your eardrum out. Is that what you mean though? So you don't hear the tick 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 when you actually dial. It's probably just dirty dial contacts. If you look at all the dial contacts, make sure they're doing what they should be doing. If they should be connected, make sure they're connected. If they should be disconnected, make sure they are actually disconnected, and also make sure they're clean. The easiest way to do it is take out the dial, get the contacts in a state with the dial where they should be together, and then use a multimeter on continuity mode and just test it to make sure those contacts are actually making contact properly. That's the way that I do it. Gambo says it's a 205 rectifier. It is indeed, Gambo, but it is actually two diodes back to back. In fact, there's somebody on eBay now selling homemade ones that obviously are two diodes back to back with the leads twisted together and then hidden in a bit of shrink tubing. Chris says, I'll send you a picture of my 801 phone when I'm getting it today. Cool, excellent. Right, I think that is probably about as far as we go then. Thanks to everybody again who has taken part today. Remember that you can go to our forum if you want to have a little look at that during the week, at any time during the week, as I'm sure people are doing right now, trying to help Peter out with his mystery component. If you can help him out as well, then that's another good reason to go to the forum, gpotelephones.proboards.com. And if you want to get in touch with us, remember you can through the old website, which is andyshed.copress.net. Okay, that I believe is about it. Hang on, where have I gone? Come back. Here I am. Yeah, that is about it from me for this week. Thanks to everybody for watching again. And remember, give us a like and give us a subscribe. And if you're one of those people, there are 3 people every week who give it a thumbs down, who give it a dislike. if you're one of those people, why do you watch it every week if you don't like it? Why? Just why? Just tell me why. Probably somebody from the Telephone Heritage Group who doesn't like me telling you how to do things on here without having to pay for their magazine. That's probably what it is. Oops. Right. I don't think there's anything else. I think I've caught up in the chat. It looks like I've caught up in the chat anyway. I will see you all back here around about the same time, same place next week. But before I go, for those of you who like mending things, this could be one that might be able to help Peter if your thing's not been resolved about your dodgy component. Thursday evening, we are doing a virtual and online version of the Repair Cafe. So if you've got anything that you want fixing, or any repairs of anything that you want advice with or anything, then you can join us on Thursday evening. Now you'll be able to watch it on YouTube, but you won't be able to take part via YouTube. To take part, you've got to have a special link, and you can get that special link from the Repair Cafe website. Okay. And I'm going to see if I can get it up for you. And the Repair Cafe website is https:// sheffieldrepaircafe.coldpress.net. I believe it's there. That's it. Right. So it's there. So you go to https:// the normal thing, and then it's sheffieldrepaircafe.coldpress.net. That's sheffieldrepaircafe, all one word, .coldpress.net, and then that page will come up that you can see now. You'll be able to watch the stream there, hopefully, on Thursday evening between 7 and 8:30, but you won't be able to take part. But if you go onto that page and click here, click this little thing here, it does say you have to click that to take part. It says the event is now being hosted on Jitsi rather than Zoom. To join, simply return to this page on Thursday between 7 and 8:30 p.m. and click here. And if you do that, it will take you through, hopefully, to the Jitsi site. It will say something like it needs to use your microphone and camera. You just have to allow that. And when you allow that, it will allow you to get in there. It's not letting me use the camera at the minute, because obviously I'm doing it and I'm streaming for this live show, so it's not letting me do the camera at the moment. But that is basically how you do it. So it's sheffieldrepaircafe.coldpress.net, and the event is taking place between 7 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. on Thursday evening. So it'll be finished in time for you to watch All Creatures Great and Small, if that's what you're worried about. Right. Christopher says, I'm getting no sound in the handset of the N1900E244 phone when I'm not dialing. You're getting no sound in the handset when you're not dialing. That sounds like it's a contacts issue in the dial to me. Yeah. Stick some photos on the forum, Christopher, of how it's wired up inside. Take a good close-up photo of the circuit, of the terminals in the back, of how it's wired up, so we can see where all the wires go and things. and we should be able to check and see if that's okay. And if that is okay, then it's a dial issue. It's something not making or not breaking as it should. Try listening in the handset and holding the dial at different positions, you know, doing it slowly, and just see if at any position you do hear any clicks or anything in the handset. That's what I'd suggest for now. Right, okay, we're off. As I say, sheffieldrepaircafe.corepress.net between 7 and 8:30 p.m. on Thursday evening. Our team of fixers will be on there with me, having a general chat about life, the universe and everything. But also, if you've got anything you want repairing or anything you want fixing or anything at all like that, doesn't have to be telephones, can be absolutely anything. They'll be there to give you advice on that between 7 and 8 and 8:30 approximately. So sheffieldrepaircafe.corepress.net is the place to go for that. And back here next Sunday, 6 o'clock, for another Andy Shed Live. From me for now, thanks to everybody for watching. Remember, if you've not done so already, give the video a like, and if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe as well. We will see you next time. So from me for now, have a great week ahead. See you soon, everybody. Bye for now.